Hi, my name is Debbie Byrne, and I'm here with my partner, Dr. Robert Maldonado from Creative Love. And this video is how to interpret your dreams.
That's right. On our last video, we talked a little bit about how to start remembering our dreams. So once we get a few dreams written down, what do we do with them, right? The first thing we do is we look at the narrative. What is
We don't get a dream dictionary?
Well, that's another video. But,
Okay.
there are no good dream dictionaries. There are books on symbolism that might help, or books on mythology that might help, and of course psychology books that talk about dreams. But basic dream interpretation goes like this: you look at the narrative, right? What is the story talking about? Where's the setting? Am I at home? Am I at work? Am I out on the street? And what is going on? Who are the characters, and what is the theme? That's one of the first things that we look at.
Okay. And then what's the next thing after that?
The next thing is we look at the symbols. Is there a fish? Is there a dog? Is there a car? Is there a house?
Those are typical
Typical
or a body
dreams,
of
right?
water. A lot of times you
Yeah.
see people with the oceans or rivers or
A bus, running for the bus or the plane. All those are in unique individual symbols which have their meaning. And this is a simple technique to amplify. This is a Jungian term. We amplify the symbol by drawing a circle around. We write it down on a piece of paper. We circle it, and then we draw lines around it and make associations to that symbol.
So if someone had a dream about a car, they would pull out, and if it was a specific year, and
That's
this, and then they start to see, oh, what does this really mean? And it's just one element, but then there's other elements in the dream, and you can kind of put it together.
Yes. Which is the next phase.
The next phase,
Association.
number 3. Oh,
Right.
okay.
We look at the associations that pop out from that amplification. What are the strong associations we have with that symbol?
Now, do you think that dreams are more about what we're worried about currently? Are they dreams of forewarning us of danger? Are they, some people are like, oh, are they just meaningless? Are they just downloading from the day before and randomly throwing stuff at us? What would you say to that?
All of the above.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the dreams, they have so many layers of meaning and so many things that go into them, right? But we can think of it this way. The dream is pulling from our daily experiences, from our memory, from our emotions, to construct a message for us. So often it might pull somebody that we interacted with that day into the dream and use their image to construct the message. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the dream is about that person. It simply means that they were available because you had them in
recent memory.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the dream needed that piece to construct the message.
Now, what about relationships? And there's different struggles in relationships, and someone looking for love, or someone who is having an issue with their romantic relationship. What can you learn from dreams about romantic relationships?
Plenty.
Like how you interact with them, like your state of mind. I know for me, sometimes if I'm panicked, when I was single, panicked about a relationship, I'd have a dream. I would have a dream about running away or trying to get in touch with that person, or them running away or taking a trip, or them dying or something like that. So are those all part of what your mind is trying to make sense of what you're going on in your waking life?
Yeah, Jung talks about the archetype. So archetype is a pattern of thought, belief, action that we're born with. And there's a lot of different archetypes. So we can think of the male or the female, the opposite sex of us, as an archetype. And when it shows up, regardless of which form it takes, right, because it might draw again from our past history or from recent history. For example, that a man shows up in your dreams, we can think of it as the archetype of your animus.
Or what we call the inner Adam.
Yeah, the inner Adam, or the animus, the male component of your psyche. And when we think about it that way, then it starts to make sense. How is that part of you interacting with your consciousness?
And then you can look at your life and say, oh, I felt that anxiousness with this person, or I feel this anxiousness with every man I date, and I feel like it's that same anxiety or stress that is involved. And then other men in the dream would represent that too, not only just like a boyfriend or a love interest, it could be. That's and then some people dream about their exes, and and so it's all that same relationship, your relationship with them, and what is really happening.
Yes.
And so can someone, how can someone change their life by paying attention to their dreams? True love doesn't happen by accident. You have to make it a creative love.